Welcome to Kenpo University. My name is Al Babinick and I'm your instructor. Phase 3 is the formulation stage. I like to think of phase 3 as just hit the guy. That's all. Just hit the guy. All right? So as a good Kenpo practitioner, you should understand that your techniques are not going to go perfect all the time. That's only in the ideal phase. That's phase 1. In phase 2, we said, hey, what if this happens? What if that happens, right? And we went through some scenarios. In phase 3, it's just go hit the guy, right? So you did all the what if work. So if the guy falls by accident, go hit him. If he moves away from you, go get him. If he's falling on you, get out of the way and throw him into the ground, right? So phase 3 is just, to me, at least, just spontaneous responses. It's just recognizing a body position and going for it. And that's just from time, experience, and practice, okay? So phase 3 is just go hit the guy. It doesn't matter what happens, you know? I see so many people getting criticized on YouTube when they do a demonstration technique on somebody and the guy stands there like a stone statue. Or the guy, he should have fallen, but he didn't, okay? Or something happened that shouldn't have happened, but they keep doing the technique anyhow just to do the technique in the ideal phase, all right? So a lot of times, like with 5 swords, I'll do it a little bit this way. So with 5 swords, when you see people do the technique, they'll do it in the ideal phase, and the guy just either doesn't move right, whatever. But if you went block, do your chop, palm, uppercut, most of the time for me, when I'm doing this uppercut and hitting the guy, he moves away from me. He doesn't just go, ugh, and bend over. He goes, ugh, and he'll take a step back. If you're doing a good uppercut, you're going to move the guy. Now all of a sudden, he's gotten too far away. So you do your uppercut, the guy's too far away to hook his head and pull him down, okay, or catch his head on the way down. So you just go, oh, that's okay. I'll just slice his eye, turn his head so I get a mastoid shot. So now my chop's coming up here instead of going down that way. So again, a lot of times, I think if we worked in phase 3, when we did demonstrations and things like that on YouTube, I think a lot of people would go, oh, that's what it's supposed to look like. But then they're going to go, that's not the ideal phase. That's not how to do 5 swords. You're doing it wrong. So as somebody that does techniques or that does this stuff on YouTube, it's really hard because you'll have to preface everything with, this is what could happen, this is the ideal phase, it may work like this, it may not work like this, that type of thing, all right? Plus, the extension on 5 swords, you know? So if you hook his head and you're dropping the guy down, if you're literally hitting him and you're dropping all your weight onto the back of his neck and he's bent over, do you really think he's going to be there? Do you think he's going to be there for the next couple hits for the extension, or do you think he's going to be in the dirt? I think he's going to be in the dirt. So the actual extension that you do for 5 swords, if you do the base technique right, he's not going to be there, right? So I want my formulation phase where it's like, oh, I dropped him on the floor, fine, I'll step off, stomp on his neck or something like that. You can take a look at all the extensions and go, oh, this fits here. Because if you did the ideal phase and you learned all the extensions or all the techniques or whatever you're working on right now, if you learn them all really well, then when something wrong happens, not wrong, but when something different happens, so I'm doing 5 swords, I chop the guy, boom, he's in the dirt. I don't go, what could I do? Because that's phase 2, right? The what if phase. I just go, oh, he's in the dirt, I'll do this extension, all right? And you could seamlessly transition into a different extension or a different ending for the technique, even if it's just step off and kick him, or if it's something pretty elaborate, okay? Go around, get around his body, kick him in the groin, push his head into the ground, spin around, heel kick him in the head, kind of like the sleeper does. So you could do something like that. It's totally up to you, all right? So, but phase 3, the formulation phase, is just hit him. Just get in there and hit the guy, okay? And that's where you have to know phase 1 really well. You have to have gone through phase 2, what if, what if, what if, and then when phase 3 comes up, you're not pausing, you're not waiting, you're not going, what do I do now? How do I do an extra hit? You just hit the guy, all right? Hope that helps figure out what different phases are supposed to be. Thank you for watching this video production from Kenpo University.